Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Vibrators podcast. I'm Julius. I'm here with
Yeah,
Christian and Lorenzo. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think you already know my thoughts. It's shit. Fuck this. Fuck this season, bro.
Honestly, it's been getting a lot better, and
boo.
hopefully it just doesn't like drop in quality at any time soon.
It already has
Yeah.
dropped in quality.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know. Lorenzo loved the first 3 episodes, but
Those
as
are
soon
my
as
favorite.
things start to get going, he was just like, "Fuck, this is getting so shit."
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, why is there fighting, bro? It's kind of.
I don't even know why we invited you onto the podcast. You hate Attack on Titan. You
Yeah,
hate
I've
everything it
always
stands
hated
for.
it.
you
Why is there
hate
so much
anime,
blood and
you hate
violence?
everything.
Yeah. I just want to
The
go
only-
back to the Avengers, bro. Why'd they have to?
It's okay. You know what? For you in the future, we'll watch all of Attaway General, that TikTok hospital show that you're
Yeah,
super
yeah.
into.
I
We'll just
love
watch
that
all of
TV
that and
show.
discuss it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I think you'll get a lot out of that.
Oh, I
Alright,
already have.
let's
actually
jump
gotten
into
a
it.
lot
Let's
out of
jump
it.
into it.
All right.
Okay.
So thoughts on that bad boy?
Augers. It was a little. I think it was weaker than the other episodes.
It was
honestly.
definitely weaker. I think one thing that's cool is that it helped me kind of speculate more as to like what's gonna happen later. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of stuff that's gonna happen with Mikasa, like with her being whatever linked to that Japanese girl or whatever.
Can we talk about that? Oh.
That was easily the most forced thing in the entire series. Like the fact that,
came
it just
out of
came out of
nowhere.
nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, why don't you show your mark right now? And then she's like, fine. And she whips it out. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm a descendant of y'all. Like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Did she even have the bandages on like ever before?
I don't
I
remember.
mean,
I never
You know-
noticed the bandages ever.
here, I'll check real quick. Keep talking.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
well,
right now.
for the most part, like she's only wearing like long sleeves, right? So I guess we couldn't really see any of the bandages. Plus, I don't think that they showed any like backstory behind like her showing Aaron before. Or, like,
I'm just getting porn,
some
guys.
little lore about it, but
You're just kidding.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, no, Julius is right. It's like she only wears long sleeves.
Well,
so
yeah, she
you
only
know,
wears long sleeves. I know that.
So
but,
yeah,
like,
that
Yeah.
part was kind of a little like forced.
Yeah, I
shoulda,
agree with that.
There's no way they didn't show like bandages. I mean,
Maybe, but I don't know. It's been
But,
a while
I
since
mean,
we last.
even if
watched.
that's the case, it was still like there was no hints towards the rest of the series that was ever going to be a thing. Like no one was like, "Hey, what's that on your wrist?" It's nothing. Like even like a teeny bit of foreshadowing would have at least been okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like honestly, I don't think it was ever mentioned before, and it's such a weird thing to just like kind of fill in there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, what's cool though is that none of them are going to be inheriting the founding titan from Eren.
Yeah, that's true.
Which like makes more sense that there's a potential that Falco will inherit it instead, and then
I'm digging that for sure, because I
Yeah.
think if it was like any of just the main roster, it would be really weird, honestly.
Yeah, it
Like
would.
it just wouldn't fit.
oh, but before that, can we just talk about how like Eren's getting a little power hungry and that like
That's a part I like too. Like
Yeah, I
he's
like that
genuinely like gone almost senile with his like revenge sort of plot. He's
Yeah.
not he doesn't care, he doesn't give a fuck anymore.
That's honestly like that part, especially when he was like threatening Hange, was like pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, that was a good scene. Yeah, the only other big complaint I have is actually like with the structure of the episode. Like I think the fact that it goes between past and present so frequently without really like an indicator of what it is, unless you like notice some facial hair things going on, because some have different facial hair, right? It's like, I don't know. To me, it felt a little all over the place. It didn't feel as, tightly structured as even episodes before this, right?
Yeah, it felt
Yeah,
really
no, I
messy.
agree.
It felt super messy.
I didn't feel that it flowed as well as like last episode when they did that transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even what is it? I think it was like episode 4 when I don't know if it was episode 4 or 3 when it was like mainly a flashback episode and they'd eventually have cut-ins of like present time. Like that felt way more fluid and just like it felt more like a condensed episode more than just random snippets, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't really a flow to how this one worked, right? It was just a bunch of little things that happened. So yeah, that was a little bit off-putting to say the least.
Is there anything else we need to discuss? There wasn't necessarily too much. All I know is that Historia got piped by some like
Farmer
dude from her own village.
Yeah.
And
she
then
got fucking piped and is now preggers.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what like this whole rumbling thing they were trying to talk about, and like
This is the first time I've ever heard of
I'll
it.
be honest. I kind of zoned out when they were talking about that.
Yeah,
and
I
you
was
guys
I
were
was
like,
somewhat zoned out.
"What?"
I think the premise
I
is to
wasn't
like
listening. Actually,
is
you
to
want to
like
just replay that? I want to rewatch it. I didn't actually.
yeah,
catch
okay,
it.
we'll repeat it and then we'll come back.
Oh, I see. The rumbling was the event where like the wall titans just like get the fuck out and just like, you know, that's what it means. Like when all the wall titans kind of dip, I think.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, so the rumbling is a cataclysmic event involving Carl Fritz's wall titans marching across the earth, destroying all of life upon it. Okay, so this is something they're all fearing that's going to happen.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
in order to avoid that, like Historia gotta like get
the,
pregnant as
royal-
many times, or
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's really weird because I've never even heard this word being used in the show before.
Yeah, or at least I don't remember it being like said in the show.
They
like,
might
the
have called it
concept.
something else because it could just be like the studio changed. They were like, we'll just add this word in that we've never used before to describe this kind of thing.
It's it might be either a translation or just the I guess the way they said it. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah,
I won't fault the show for that personally. I think that's just mainly something that was just lost in translation or something beforehand.
Feels bad to Yelena that she can be with Historia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a feels bad, man.
that was a feels bad, man. But yeah, it's like this one's so weird because although there are like kind of problems with it, and it's not a bad episode by any means.
No.
It's like there's so little to really digest with what's going on. Like it did really just seem like kind of a a transitional episode between two events, right? It's kind of like the last one but less strong.
Yeah. What you call it? One thing I do want to point out, and this was like shown in the preview for the next episode, is that we see Falco and Gabby escape from the prison, and then they're pretty much wandering around in the Devil Island that they
Oh
Devil
right,
Islands.
yeah. They didn't appear at all in this episode, right?
Yeah, no, they haven't. One thing that's cool is like I keep speculating because they're just kids. They don't know like what's wrong from right, or what's right from wrong, and by like showing how normal the people they thought were devils are, and then like later on potentially gaining both the armor titan and then or like whatever else titan and then the founding titan from both those kids, and then doing just like actual making peace to the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would
Yeah,
be like
no, I get that.
that would be fucking sick.
That would be.
Yeah,
bonkers.
I think, honestly, I think what's going to happen is Falco might kind of gain a bit of a sentimental or like kind of a sensitivity towards these kind of people. Because even beforehand, he was talking about how like, oh, are they really monsters? Do we really want to be doing the same kind of thing? But I think Gabby is going to go full into the revenge thing.
I mean, even like before they were on the island, like Falco was pretty like warm-hearted, and he
He was
like,
sort of mixed on the entire situation.
yeah, exactly. So like I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be the inheritor for the founding titan.
Yeah, I agree. It's he seems like the most obvious candidate in this situation for it.
Yeah, either that or like I don't know, they could pull some crazy shit and have someone else do it. Like,
Yeah, or like, what is it? Like, Aaron's about to die, and then Mikasa's like, "No, don't. You must inherit my Titan." And then she gains the Titan. That would be
Yeah,
weird, but
that would be weird. But that would also be dope because like Mikasa's a badass, and then
Mikasa's a
Yeah.
bad bitch.
yeah, and she'll like with all that power, she'll just rule the world. So
She's got that girl boss energy, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Got the
All
big
right.
dick
Well,
energy.
what are we rating the vibe for this episode?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. I think like everything was pretty mediocre. The like you said before, it was all like over the place with how they're transitioning from present
Yeah.
to like past, and like other than like the plot or not not the plot, but like the info they're giving to us, I don't think it wasn't like that big of an impact to like
Mm-hmm.
the episode itself.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Yeah, I'd give it the same rating. I'd give it like a 2.5. I just think like there aren't even a lot of things to take from it that are like, that was like, there's some really good character building moments. Like we get to see like Connie and Sasha and Jean really act the way they do. And even Levi got some good character moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, the structure was really weird. It felt like such a non-episode to me. Like it almost felt like just someone was
Filler.
like colliding two different episodes and like mashing them together in a very like aggressive way, and it
Yeah.
didn't fit properly.
Yeah.
Mikasa's whole like arm thing was really weird. So yeah, honestly, this is definitely the weakest so far in terms of like we had like a really good streak from like from episodes like 5 to 9, even if 6 wasn't the strongest, but this one's definitely the weakest ones. All right, guys, this is number 9, so.
Yeah.
10.
No, this is 10.
10.
Oh, this is number 10. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely the weakest one, like in comparison to that nice hot streak we had for a while.
Yeah. I'd give it I'd give it a 2. I think them pulling a lot of shit out of fucking nowhere really just. I think those are the major
It does
flaws
really
of
decline the
episode.
enjoyment of it. Yeah.
Like I know
Yeah.
we can hate on the pacing, but I'll be honest, hitting on the pacing of the time skips is kind of like cheap shots in my opinion, because
Yeah.
literally everything has
Honestly,
that
I
pacing.
I was enjoying it regardless. I just think
Oh,
this
yeah, it's
episode
enjoyable.
by itself, it was just like pretty mid. And,
But I don't know.
Yeah,
there
I
wasn't
mean-
really
confused.
much going
I
on
was-
other than the fact that we're
yeah.
like seeing the emotions behind these characters and how they're thinking, and then like especially with Aaron and how before you saw how he was super caring of his friends, and then now he's just like super power power hungry, and then
Right.
he's-
Yeah.
he's
I don't
like,
know. For me, that was like really like weirdly done. That was kind of like weakly done too, in my opinion. They did it like, I don't know.
And
I
no,
don't know,
no,
it just
I,
felt weak. Like they did it in the same episode where like, yeah, I care about you guys, and they're all blushing in the same cart. They're all fighting like, no, we'll take on because we care about you, and then it skips over, and Aaron's just like, fuck them.
oh,
Right,
actually, hold on,
right,
hold on.
exactly.
Can I add on to that? That just reminded me. One thing I fucking loved about this episode was the comedy, like it,
Oh,
it
yeah,
not
it actually
actually
hit
being
pretty
comedy,
hard.
but it is
Oh, yeah,
comedy,
yeah.
and then just them
Yeah,
just
yeah.
being like, what?
yeah, it's,
Yeah, no,
it's
that
just like
one- the
really
one
good character
exchange
moments.
between
Yeah,
Comments,
those
right,
character
yeah.
moments were fucking amazing.
But going back onto that topic where you were saying like, like it's a cheap shot to mention like how it's structured and everything like that. I think that's why there's so many problems with this episode in particular. Like what Lorenzo was saying and how it feels like, you know, it goes from Aaron being like kind of a nice guy to him being this power hungry person. If they paced it better, we wouldn't even have that problem. Like if it was like structured in a better way. And like, you know, I do think it is a big detriment to the episode.
Yeah,
But
and
that's
I was also gonna say like, what was I gonna say? Sorry. Oh yeah, like the things with Mikasa and then like the Historia things, all that stuff, literally just
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It's literally,
Historia
like,
didn't
half
really
the
have
episode,
like.
and
I
it's
think
just,
no,
like,
I think
shit we've
Historia is
never
like
known
kind of a
about.
pass, because like there was actually like
No, definitely not a
like
pass.
a little
She
bit more
literally-
info. No, there was like a little bit more info to go behind compared to
yeah,
Mikasa,
but,
because like Mikasa's like symbol on her thing, and then like them people showing up out of nowhere. It was
I
kind of
personally
forced, but
don't
like with
think
Historia,
Oh,
with
you know
Historia
what?
it was like different.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to side with Lorenzo again. I think the way they just kind of passed
Yeah,
the whole
no.
pregnancy thing really
It was
quickly
like it was
without
so
giving
weird.
her.
Like
They
talk
they
about
didn't
it in
give.
his story. His story. This is the first time we see her, episode 10, and we see the two times we see her. She's sitting at the desk, either talking about inheriting the Beast Titan, or she's
Right.
knocked up. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's
that's fair.
it's really. I think honestly, if they just gave her some time to have a bit of a character moment for her to actually like be able to speak on her own terms, I think I'd be okay with it. Honestly, like even if it is a little bit of a jump into a different kind of life she's having, but they kind of just breeze it over in a little bit of context, like a little
Yeah.
bit of what is it, exposition, and it's just
Honestly,
like
I'm
that's
actually
it.
gonna
And
lower
that
my
felt
score
really
to
forced.
1.5. I'm lowering my score to 1.5.
Oh, so you really
Well,
dislike this
it's
episode?
just like okay, I enjoyed it, but like the cons outweigh the pros in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
That's
fair.
honestly that's valid. I'll still stick to like my 2.5 out of 5 because I don't think it's a bad episode, and I think going anywhere lower than that would kind of signify that for me personally, just on my own rating scale. But
Yeah.
there are so many problems in how it's paced and how like information is given, and even like weird character moments that's just like I don't know. Yeah, definitely like one of the weaker moments. And if I'm really if watching this again, it might be my least favorite episode so far.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
fair.
how we've said that so many times. well, more specifically to the first episodes, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, right? Like when comparing it to the first 3, it's like, at least there was like some good momentum going on there that we could at least like kind of be hyped for, whereas
Yeah.
this it was kind of just a big drop in quality
Or
from
like
a
or
good
like
streak.
or like for the first 3 it was kind of like a little bit shocking when the episode ended cuz it kind of just
Right, yeah.
But this one honestly to me this one felt the most like it was 20 minutes. Like I could tell exactly where I was in the
Yeah.
episode every single like no
I think
matter
I
where
think for
was
the
in
most
episode.
part I lost track of time because I'm trying to figure out and like speculate all the information that's been given from this episode, which is why I
Right.
don't think it's like it didn't feel like 20 minutes. That's why I was like, oh, what? It was already over. That they're giving
Yeah,
us
no,
more
I mean,
information.
I get it both ways. Like, it's like other episodes of this particular season where it does go by pretty quickly, and you kind of see it stop, and it's like, oh, really? They kind of stopped it there, but
No, this one felt
at
like
the
the
same-
longest to me.
at the same time, yeah, I think this is so far. It was like the longest episode, like in terms of just how I felt like watching it, but not for the reasons it should be. It should feel long. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
usually there's, right? So. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely the weakest episode so far. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say that so far is the weakest episode. I haven't rated anything below a 6 out of 10 so far. So yeah, for me this is the weakest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
that's it for this discussion. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't
Yeah,
already,
appreciate
make
it.
sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube page. Follow us on Spotify too. We have all of our episodes on there, and then wherever else you're listening, we also
Yeah, we
Have
got
all-
it everywhere pretty much. So
make sure you check us out. It's been it. It's been the Vibrators podcast, and we'll see you next
Awesome.
episode.